And now it's mine.
What's that thing people say?
Itadakimasu.
Yes.
Itadakimasu. Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lunatic Cooking. I'm the Lunatic who cooks food. Yes, I do. And today we are making another cooking vlog and recipes for Asian cuisine. You guys know probably at this stage I'm obsessed with Asian food. So I have guests coming over because we are going to see the Joker in the cinema tomorrow. And I wanted to start this series of cooking vlogs. Well, A, yes, to share my recipes, and B, to also share tips and tricks on if you are throwing dinners, how to kind of like make them thematically compatible, you know, what order to prepare your recipe so that you can kind of do it quite quickly, you know, how to prepare best so that you're not like running around when the guests arrive, you know, and cooking and getting stressed and hot from the smoke and everything. So I'm gonna do these vlog series and then I'm gonna cut out the individual recipes. So if you just wanna check out the individual recipes, you can do that. But for today, we are doing ramen with homemade noodles. We are making them Halloween themed because it is October right now. So I am making black noodles. Stay tuned, that's a real fun treat. And also we're making black dumplings, also in line with the Halloween theme. So we are going to do that, we're doing the same ramen that we did in the previous vlog, but with a little twist because I finally got my hands on gochujang, everybody! Yeah! I love gochujang. So I will be adding it into the mix and I'll show you exactly like how much and what to do with it. So we're gonna do that, and also something really special, my all-time favorite, well, not really all-time favorite, like when I was younger I was hesitant to try it, but it really grew on me. Like the first time I tried it I was like, oh my god, it's so cool. So we're making sushi! Yay! I will show you a couple of different recipes for different types of sushi because I do actually have a lot of people coming. I'm making a dinner for 7, so I kind of show you how to make large quantities of food today. I'm really excited to share this one with you. Stay tuned. Let's get started.
Okay, my friends, so we are going to begin with our pasta dough. And just on that, anytime that we do have anything that we have to make a dough, mixed flour with water or eggs or whatever, I do like to make those recipes the day before. So we are starting a day early and we are starting with both our dumplings and our pasta, first one being the pasta. First, gather your ingredients. I was feeding 7, so feel free to have my recipe. I start out with 600 grams of 00 pizza flour, 150 grams of semolina flour, 7 full big eggs, 10 grams of salt, and 20 grams of cuttlefish ink. Oh, and a dash of oil. Combine your flours and your salt, make a well in the middle, and then dump in all of your wet ingredients. That is your eggs, your cuttlefish ink, and your oil. Combine your ingredients and knead out your dough. Make sure you knead for at least 10 minutes. I recommend setting a timer for it. Once your dough is ready, wrap it in cling film and rest it for at least 30 minutes. Next, we are going to prepare our dumpling wrappers. Grab 280 grams of white flour, 160 grams of boiling water, and about 10 to 15 grams of cuttlefish ink. Slowly hydrate your flour and start mixing until you feel ready to knead the dough with your hands. Knead it for a couple of minutes until it all comes together and it no longer sticks to your fingers. And now rest it under cover or in cling film wrap for about 30 minutes. Now we are gonna make the filling for the dumplings. You may use your stand mixer or your hands to mix it. We are gonna use about 400 grams of fatty pork, a bit of ground ginger, green onions, some chicken stock, corn flour, 2 whole eggs, Shaoxing wine, soy sauce, and sesame oil. Combine all together and mix for a couple of minutes or knead by hand until all the pork dissolves and comes together as if it was a dough.
Alright, so after we have done our pasta, our dumpling wrappers, dough, they're not wrappers yet, they're dough. And after we have done our filling and set it aside, I think now is the perfect time to actually do the soup. While the meat was mixing, I had already chopped up green onions, garlic and ginger. So if you want to time yourself for how long you want to mix your meat, enough to cut these. So get those ready. And now we're gonna do the same ramen broth stock thingy that we did last week, but I really am excited to do this with you today because last week I was unable to actually get gochujang paste. I found it, you guys. I found it, and I am so excited because this has elevated the flavor of the soup to a whole new level. I mean, if you can't find it, go to last week's video and you can find the recipe, but I want to advertise this one because gochujang in this peanutty, porky goodness soup of life is the best thing ever. So I think let's get into it.
First, grab your ingredients. You will need a fatty ground pork, chicken stock, crunchy peanut butter, gochujang paste, green onion, garlic and ginger, a mix of chili powder, chili flakes and sweet paprika powder, soy sauce, sesame oil, rice, vinegar and Shaoxing wine. You may optionally also use roughly ground peanuts. Begin by heating up your pan and sprinkling some oil on it. Then chuck in your pork and start breaking it apart with a wooden spoon. You may follow it up with your chili and paprika powder mix. Now you may chuck in your peanuts. If you are using peanuts and they are salted, I would recommend not using any additional salt. Now make some space in your pan for that peanut butter and follow it up with some gochujang paste. Now should be the time to deglaze your pan with Shaoxing wine. You may follow that up with some rice vinegar. Now would be the time to dump in your green onions, ginger and garlic. I like to leave them to the end because I don't like the bitter taste that you get from frying your garlic. You can top it off with some soy sauce and sesame oil. Now would be the time to add your chicken stock. Bring to a simmer and cover with a lid. Lower the temperature to medium-low heat and cook for at least 20 minutes. I generally like to cook it for 40 minutes to an hour just to make sure that I get the best flavor possible.
Alright, so our soup is on the stove, the soup is souping, the doughs are pretty much rested, but before we go any further, I do want to make a dessert because I am preparing, a Japanese themed dinner and then I'm pulling out apple pie. The thing is, in Japan, yes, they have mochi, yes, there is the jiggly cake that they make, but it is October here and I like to work with seasonal desserts. I always associate apple pie as such a fall themed dessert, and since this is like a sushi Halloween type of themed dinner with the black pasta and the black dumplings, I thought apple pie is a really nice way to kind of conclude this spectacle of flavors that we're going to be experiencing in this entire dinner, the way that everything comes together, like the spicy ramen, the porkiness, the fat, the juiciness, then the freshness of the sushi, the soy sauce, the wasabi, and then concluded with a very nice, comforting, warm, cinnamony, mushy on the inside, crispy on the outside, apple pie. And the recipe that I'm using today, it's a Polish recipe. It's something that probably every Polish person has tasted before. Probably every Polish grandma has a recipe of their own. This is the way that I do it. So let's get going with this apple pie.
First, you want to grab 12 green apples, 80 grams of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 large egg, 200 grams of unsalted butter. You may optionally add allspice or cinnamon, or both. Now let's talk flour. So cake flour will do. You will need about 320 grams of it. I have used 160 gram of cake flour and 160 gram of krupchatka flour. I will include a screenshot of the Polish flour that I have used, so if you have a Polish shop nearby you, you may show this picture to your Polish grocer and they'll be happy to help you. This flour is characterized by being slightly coarser than your typical wheat flour, and it just makes it perfect for creating crispy, crumbly dough, which is what we're looking for in this recipe. But if you don't want to trouble yourself with it, go ahead and just use cake flour. Cake flour is fine. I'm just very particular about my baking ingredients. You may also use 1 sachet of vanilla sugar. You may also get that at your local Polish shop, but a teaspoon of vanilla essence or a tablespoon of vanilla essence, depending on how much you like it, is also fine. So let's start out with our dough. You want to combine all of the dry ingredients first. Crack an egg in, slice up your room temperature unsalted butter and throw it into the mix. Press the dough with your hands until it comes together into a uniform ball. Wrap your dough ball into kitchen wrap and let it sit in the fridge for at least an hour. Now we're gonna do the apples. Now peel them. Now remove their cores. Grab your electric grater or box grater and grate your apples. Once you're done, put them in a bowl and set aside for at least 30 minutes. And now that your pie dough and apples are resting, we are gonna make our pasta, or noodles, or whatever you wanna call them. After the dough has rested, take it and divide it into 6 parts. Now take one part of your dough and start rolling it out into a rectangular shape. Next, feed your dough through a pasta maker on the widest setting possible. Continue feeding your dough through the pasta maker, reducing the thickness of the setting until you have reached the desired thickness of the noodle. Next, fold the pasta sheet in on itself like shown and cut out your noodles. Separate each strand one by one, positioning them on a spare workbench and dusting them thoroughly with flour. Now your pasta is ready to be cooked. Carefully throw your pasta into hot, heavily salted boiling water in a pot over high heat and make sure to move it around gently. Ensure that you have a strainer ready in the sink and ready for the pasta to come out. These noodles are only gonna cook for a couple short minutes before they're ready. The best way to know is to taste test. They should have a reasonable bite to it. Once ready, strain and run under cold water until all strands of the noodles are totally cold. The idea is to stop the cooking process.
Here we go. So since we are using this pasta tomorrow, you want to put it into a bowl after you strain it and then cover it generously with oil. I've already done that, but I'm just going to show you what to do. Basically, you put some oil in and you massage it like so. You kind of want to lift it out of the pan and massage it, making sure that you cover each strand of pasta. This way it's not going to stick and it's going to remain fresh and silky in the fridge. So I will leave it there overnight and I will use it tomorrow. I actually ended up having 2 of these because I made 2 batches, so one batch makes a bowl of pasta like this. I would classify this as maybe 4 portions. Tomorrow I am serving lower portions, so I'm probably gonna have some leftovers. But let's see. I will see you guys tomorrow for the ramen plating, I think. Anyways, let's get on with it. Just kidding, I'm still here. So now that we have finished our pasta, we are going to open our dough that's been resting in the fridge for actually 3 hours. And we are going to cut it in half, like so. So you have 2 even halves. You keep one, the other one you stick in the freezer, and you might want to wrap it up as well, like so. So you take the foil, you wrap it up, and you stick it in the freezer for as long as it takes to work with this. Let's do this.
Preheat your oven on an up and down heating setting to 180 degrees Celsius. And now line your baking tray with parchment or grease it with butter. Next, grab a bowl and line it with cheesecloth and drain your apples of all juice. You should get about a glass full of apple juice. You can drink it. Now you may add your allspice or cinnamon or both into your apple mix. Now you may slice your half dough into thin slices and line the bottom of your pan with it. Press it with your fingers so that you form a uniform layer of dough at the bottom of your tray. Layer your apples on top of your dough. Take out the other half of your dough from the freezer and grate it on a box grater, just like mozzarella. You can place your crumble on top of your pie, and now your pie is ready to go into the oven. Bake for anywhere up to 60 to 70 minutes until your crumble becomes golden brown. You should be smelling strong vanilla scent in your house. While your pie is baking, we're going to prepare our dumplings. Get your dough out of the fridge, dust your work surface with flour, and divide your dough into 4 parts. Take one part and roll it out. Cut out your dumpling shapes with either a cookie cutter, a glass, or a dumpling cutter. You may want to thin out the edges of your dumpling wrapper with a rolling pin. Fill your dumpling wrapper with your meat filling and plate it up. Et voila! Now repeat.
Here they are. I made 34 dumplings and I'm gonna pop these babies in the freezer. Alright, guys, we did it. I spent an entire day in the kitchen. My back is cracking in ways it has never cracked before. The pie is done. It looks great on the top, but I did something stupid, you guys. I didn't realize I grilled the pie. Yeah, it was just the top that was working. So I don't know how the bottom of this pie is. We will find out tomorrow. I have no more strength to deal with this. I have done 7-8 portions of homemade pasta, spicy gochujang peanut soup. And then, remember that mistake I did? I put soy sauce here and I have a gluten-free friend coming and she's like, not like LA fancy gluten-free because I want to be famous, but it's more like gluten-free, I might die if I have gluten. That type of gluten-free. So I made her a separate miso soup as well with no soy sauce. Making sure I avoid any kind of gluten contamination. So I did that. I will show you the miso soup recipe another day. I had to improvise really quickly. I did 34 dumplings and I made an apple pie. I dare to say that this day was successful, but I will check in with you guys tomorrow morning for the sushi. So let's follow this Japanese Luna's guide to hosting. See you tomorrow. Alright, so here we are. It's the next day and we are ready to make our sushi. Yesterday, guys, I was here for 10 hours. It takes dedication to be a chef and it takes more dedication to host large groups of people, you know, because it's one thing cooking one portion of each, another thing cooking, you know, making 2 kilos of pasta like I did yesterday. But it's worth it. For me, I love it. I mean, I was so tired at the end of yesterday, but it was well worth it. So we are here, fresh as a daisy, new day, new me, and we are, we're gonna start out on our sushi. So first, I let the cake that we made yesterday rest. So let's jump in and give it a quick taste. All right, so here we are, apple pie. I've failed a little bit. Make sure you bake it with the up and down setting of the oven, but I let it rest for the night and it is the next day now and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Let's give it a taste test now, shall we? I like to serve it with a little bit of icing powder, and I find that a little bit of chocolate sauce as well goes a long way. You can use caramel too, it goes really well with apples. Alright, let's again. Oh my god. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. So yes, it could use that heat from the bottom that unfortunately I messed up. But it's still amazing. Like the bottom is still relatively crunchy. It's not as crunchy as it could be, but this is where using that Polish flour that I showed you earlier comes a long way. It it could be more crumbly, but it's still good. The top is absolutely delicious. Like it's very crunchy. It's soft on the inside. It's not like overly juicy, and it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be kind of like mushy and tart and soft on the inside, and it's just the perfect fall dessert. Mm. All right, back to sushi. So for the sushi rice, we are going to be using. I'm using this sushi premium sushi rice. I found it at my local Asian grocer. I do sometimes use the grocery store one, but it's not that great. If you can afford it and want to make it special and invest in good rice, invest in good rice. I've never used this one before, so I'm not vouching for it. Let's see how it turns out. But I thought I'll treat myself and my guests today. So what we're gonna do is I have 1 kilo of rice, and I'm gonna start with this. I have some more sushi rice in case we run out because we are making quite a lot of sushi today. So I'll start with this whole pack. This is 1 kilo of rice. So I'm gonna use 1.2 liter of water for this pack of sushi. And I will be placing a piece of nori. Typically, if you can get your hands on kobe, the thick seaweed from Japan, use that one, but I couldn't find it, so I'm just gonna, I have like some nori cut into little squares for when I make miso soup. So I'm gonna use 2 or 3 of those and throw them in there just to kind of give the rice a little bit of an extra, like a sea umami type of flavor. But before we even cook the rice, we do have to clean and drain it. So rice has a lot of kind of like floury bits that will fog your water, and also that will make the rice more sticky and more mushy. So because this is a short grain rice, it does have a tendency to stick a lot, which helps when you're making sushi because like it's stays in the shape, but you don't want it to be too thick. You need it to be just perfect. So we are going to wash it. So washing, actually I'm going to show you. So washing involves alternating between 2 bowls of water, one with a sieve, and basically you just kind of like massage the rice in the water and then drain it, change the water, and we're going to do it about 4 to 5 times. And then we're gonna let the rice soak for about 20 minutes, and then we're gonna cook it. So let's get on it.
First, make sure you have a plan. Step 1. Refrigerate a bottle of sparkling water. Then wash your sushi rice 5 times. Now let it sit for about 20 minutes. Step 2. Slice up your sashimi. Now defrost your prawns. It's time to cook your rice. Let it come to a boil and then cook on low heat under cover for about 10 minutes. While the rice is cooking, it's time to prepare your sushi seasoning. Combine your rice, vinegar, sugar, salt, and half a sheet of nori. Bring to a simmer until all the sugar and salt dissolves. Step 3. Transfer the rice into a bowl and introduce the vinegar into the rice by pouring the mix in, then cutting the rice with a spatula. Transport to a cooling tray and let it cool completely. Step 4. Prepare your ingredients. Slice your cucumber, slice your avocado, slice the crab sticks, slice the mango. Now get your sesame ready. Step 5. Prepare your prawns. Devein them. Now score them. Now prepare your tempura. Now fry your prawns. Now, step 6, we're ready to roll. Start out by rolling your 2 rainbow uramaki. Then use your leftover salmon to make salmon nigiri. Next, roll your California futomaki. Next, roll your California uramaki. Now it's time for your prawn tempura futomaki. Now it's time for your sesame dragon uramaki. If you have any leftover tuna like I did, you may roll your tuna futomaki like shown. Now slice up all of your sushi and we're ready to plate. Colorful and cute, bite-sized umami heaven, ready to go. Okay, so we have just gotten back from the cinema and now we're ready to fry up our dumplings, heat up our soup, plate the ramen and serve the sushi. Start out by frying up your gyoza dumplings. You can do that by heating up a large pan with a little bit of oil, then place your gyoza dumplings around the pan until their bottoms become golden brown. Now pour hot water into your pan, enough to cover the bottom of your pan but not enough to drown your dumplings. Cover with a lid and cook for about 5 to 7 minutes. They should enlarge in size a little bit, so that will be a good indicator that they're ready. But the best way to know is to taste test. Once your gyoza is ready, it's time to heat up your soup.
Alright, here we are. So in regards to plating, we do the same thing like we did last week. I'm making it in like a mini version, not this gigantic ramen that we did on the hangover vlog, but basically this is about quantity. So I plated the black pasta and over them I placed the black gyoza. I fit in my bowls 3 gyozas per bowl. And we are going to take this lovely ramen peanut broth that we have prepared yesterday. I have reheated it and it's literally the last thing we're gonna do before we dig in. So let's just ladle that goodness inside. Oppa. Nice and creamy. Perfect. So this is what we're going for. It's a sort of a smaller version of what we did for the hangover vlog.
And now it's mine.
What's that thing people say?
Itadakimasu.
Yes.
The soup is so nice.
Here we are. This is everyone. Everyone, this is YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
Welcome, people. This is the table, the food that we have labored over the past 20 hours on. So I would like everyone to dig in and tell me, what do you think of the food?
Oh.
The wasabi is here, there are 2 pots of soy sauce, there's ginger here, ginger there, and soup is in front of you.
Thank you.
So let's dig in.
Beautiful.
Yes,
Enjoy.
It's time for a massive mukbang.
Guten Appetit.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I love it.
You got the dumplings.
They're so good, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
I got a special pork from the butcher.
Oh my god, I need to. Sorry. What happened?
It's so good.
Laura was eating
It's okay. No, I haven't
If you want more dumplings, they are over there.
Very ambitious.
This is unreal.
I completely forgot about that sauce.
That spoon is so cool.
That's okay. It just means you have to have dry sushi.
Oh no. try sushi.
I also just dropped it on the table. I'm so sorry.
Dude, that
Okay.
doesn't surprise me. You eat. Have you ever seen like a bird taking a bath
Yeah, did you?
and it's going like? That's too long.
Me
I'm so
too.
sorry.
That's
No,
something bad. That's something that I adore about you.
Aww.
Because that's you genuinely enjoying food and loving
Oh.
what you're having.
Is it okay about the sushi and the soup? Or...
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
That means
Wow.
it's a good wasabi sauce.
What's that? Wow.
What is this?
It's from Tesco. Well,
I've never had this before.
This
What's
soup?
it? Yeah.
it's pork peanut soup with gochujang.
Wow, nice.
Isn't it? It's ramen. And then the noodles are made as well, handmade noodles. I was making them for 3.5 hours
Oh,
yesterday.
oh my god.
I made 2 kilos of pasta. And actually, we used half of it. So you guys, 7 portions, my ass. I've made 17. So maybe we're eating pasta this week.
Please don't mind me on failing on eating.
Did you see like the around of my thing? I ate like a complete like gobshite, you know.
Where's
I
the
was like,
wasabi?
I basically tipped
I know there's one there. There should be a second
dipped the
too.
sashimi in the soup, and however the sashimi ended up in the soup, and I was trying to fish it out of the soup.
The fish is really good quality here
It is so good.
in our town in Ireland, closely undisclosed for privacy purposes. We have a fishing industry quite well developed, and we get really cheap fish. It's very fresh. Every day we get fresh fish. So my
Is that
fishmonger
gluten-free as well?
are the best. Like
No.
this tuna. It's
It's
the tuna. Actually, I want to try the rainbow
I
roll.
think. Yeah.
Oh my god, yes! Let me.
Darling, this is your glass.
It is.
That's mine. Over there.
I think. I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure. But this wine is disgusting.
I know. I think that your one is the one over there on the counter.
Alright. I want to take this.
I'm so embarrassed about like forgetting about the.
You're okay.
I
mean, it's for you.
I
Like,
had
no,
literally
you know.
one job. I forgot.
job.
You're Billy. It's okay.
We'll never let you forget
Not
this.
pity, just pity.
Oh my god, that tuna is so nice. The rainbow roll.
Yep.
Oh my god, I love it. I want to try the California now. I spent an entire day today rolling these sushi.
It's
So
really beautiful.
I have to have one of each of these.
Oh my goodness.
This is a very unexpected piece.
The sushi is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And the wasabi is also a good brand because it brings tears of joy.
Does it? I
The
know.
tears are coming.
Yeah. Just like the movie that we've just seen. Transformative tears of joy.
Already.
I'm so sorry for being so restless during that film.
No, don't worry.
I like them.
We've
it's
seen the
really-
Joker.
It's just
And it was
to
disgusting.
Yeah.
Well, they could make a cool.
I expected
first one.
nothing
Mm.
and still got
But I
disappointed.
expected that it was gonna be bad. And then like at the beginning I was like, oh, it starts good. For me it was starting good. And then by the end I was like, oh no.
In fairness, it looked like they set it up for a third movie. I know the main character
Yeah.
died, but the guy who killed him was like, I'm the Joker
Did
now.
he die?
Yeah.
Did he die though?
Yeah, he. They're not going to ever get that actor to do that again. Because when they were trying to get him for the sequel, he was like, I'll only do it if it's a musical. So they had to rewrite everything. That's what I heard.
So that was
So
his
it was his
idea.
fault.
Oh no.
That was when he was there, yeah.
Because his
Wait,
brother,
wait. Who said that he only do it if he was a
the main
Joaquin
actor,
Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Well done to
Walking.
him. Well done to him. He's such an actor.
So
But no, he did amazing. Like,
so those
in
was
two
it.
so
plates.
incredible.
No.
You're
Yeah.
gonna die.
Yeah, all of them have crabs.
What happened if she had eaten gluten? I never understood these things.
She gets extremely angry and she'll beat Chris.
Okay.
Okay, let's just summarize. Guys, what do you think of the food?
It's great.
Absolutely delicious. absolutely.
I never
Yeah,
very
eaten like
nice.
that homemade. It's unbelievable.
And hosting skills?
Might you be kind enough to
Oh.
put
10 out of 10.
Huh?
10 out of 10.
You're trying.
You have no choice, but you don't know if I can point Alright, guys, thank you so much. It's the end of this vlog. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. If you want to see more, let me know. Give me a like,
No, that's not
subscribe,
recorded.
drop me a comment down
Secret.
below. Introduce yourself. Show me if you've made these recipes. If you want to try me to do something else, let me know. I hope that this is one of many. So thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!
Much love. Mwah.